Good day, folks, and welcome to another edition of Lumberjack Logic. I'm your host, Neil Johnson. This report will amaze you because I'm going to show you in this upcoming video how the Democrats, well, not only Adam Kinzinger is a Democrat, what am I saying? But anyways, Liz Cheney is a Democrat. So yes, how the Democrats have basically outed themselves on the whole January 6th narrative and how it was all fake and propped up. And this is wild because CBS News has been doing polling on January 6th for the last few years. And what they have found is that support for the narrative that was created by the J6 committee has continued to wane. In fact, from January 2021, so right after the event occurred, to now, disapprove strongly amongst Republicans, 51% has dropped down to 32%. And that's not for people who attended the event, but it's for those who forced their way into the Capitol, which is a completely different question. And they don't ask about the question about who attended the event. So it's obviously a CBS News poll, so we're not surprised with that. But let's get into this video and dissect that.
Thompson's committee had gathered a trove of information. The challenge, what to do with it.
Right there, it already goes off the rails because they've collected this information. What to do with it? Well, you just present evidence. That's what you do. That's what you do in a courtroom. You just present evidence.
The one thing that we knew was the information that we have is compelling. The thing we needed to do was tell that to the American people in a compelling way. So that's why we brought in a former president of ABC News.
Adam Crybaby Kinzinger. Okay, if this evidence was so compelling, you didn't need a producer to present it.
Yeah, I got a call pretty much out of the blue from the January 6th committee. They wanted a storyteller. And while they were brilliant lawyers, storytelling for a mass audience is not what they do.
Just a couple days ago, we learned that the person who discovered the pipe bomb at the DNC headquarters was a plainclothes Capitol Hill police officer. And it obviously wasn't real because they weren't concerned about Kamala Harris as they milled around it. So they did need a storyteller to tell a story about what they want you to think happened that day, as opposed to what actually did happen.
To bring in a guy like this who would think outside the box really did prove to be fruitful. And it was Goldston who really began to envision this as, in a way, a kind of mini-series, that there would be, sort of 9 episodes, and that these episodes would tackle particular themes.
Attack on the Capitol, the investigation.
The first hearing was primetime television.
As the nation is about to witness a defining moment, the first hearing before the country, the results of the January 6th investigation.
This is an extraordinary moment in American history.
When it came to that first hearing, we knew how high the stakes were.
Is about to hold its first primetime hearing.
We were either gonna, make people realize that this was important, or once you've lost them, you've lost them for good.
See, this idea of storytelling, did you know Nancy Pelosi's daughter is a producer, a film producer? And so she was actually there that day. That's why you got the I want to punch him in the nose comment about Donald Trump. So they were all in on this. Liz Cheney, Adam Kinzinger, Benny Thompson, Nancy Pelosi, all in creating a narrative to try to evoke a response from you. Now, the good news is that most Americans just aren't caring about this anymore. It's not an election issue to them because the Democrats have screwed up the border, screwed up the economy, screwed up crime. They've screwed up everything. So to the point that guy was saying you have to make it important to them, well, they didn't do it.
On the evening of June 9th, 8:01 p.m., the doors opened. My heart was beating pretty fast on June 9th. And it was a real question of, is this going to work or not?
The Select Committee to investigate the January 6th attack on the United States Capitol will be in order. Without objection.
We wanted to make sure that this was a presentation that would grab the audience and hold on to them. Chairman Thompson loved to say, it's got to pop.
It's got to pop. They had a production booth, people. This was a made-for-TV miniseries, as they alluded to. They confessed it all in here, and they confess it right in the open, and they're okay with that. They are trying to play on the American public's emotions. They are not concerned about getting to the truth. Their only concern is eliminating Donald Trump because he is the one thing that stands in their way. He is the outsider that they don't want on the inside. Thanks so much for listening to another edition of Lumberjack Logic. Remember, subscribe and check out my sponsor, MyPillow, mypillow.com, promo code Lumberjack for big, big savings. Peace out.